こんにちは、庄司です。皆さんは英語のヒップの意味を知っていますか？私は完全に勘違いしていました。実はヒップはお尻ではなかったのです。先日オンライン英会話のキャンブリーのメーガンさんと話していたら、彼女はおばさんが入院してヒップリプレイスメントの手術を受けると言いました。私の頭の中ではお尻の交換手術と翻訳したので意味がわからず、とんでもなく滑稽な会話になりました。今日はその動画をお見せします。ところで話は変わりますが、オンライン英会話のキャンブリーは6月1日から大型割引セールを始めます。このセールについてキャンブリーから宣伝を頼まれましたのでお知らせします。割引セールの期間中に下記の私のディスカウントコードを使って申し込んでいただけると、1年契約をする場合は 50% 割引になります。ぜひご利用ください。Hi Megan, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, I'm very good. Fine, thank you. Are
I'm
you
in a different location.
in a different place?
I am at my aunt's house. So they live on the other side of Florida. So they're on the west coast of Florida. So I'm visiting because my aunt is actually having hip surgery tomorrow. So I'm here to help take her to the doctors for the surgery and to bring her home and to help her out a little bit.
Hip surgery.
Yeah. Like a hip replacement.
Replacement?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. So a hip surgery. So my aunt's okay. My mom has already had her hips replaced. My mom's are all
Your
into
family
sports.
have special hip? Quite different from other normal people.
No. So my uncle's actually had at least one of his knees replaced as well. My
Knees
grand
replaced means the joint of
yes. So it's
from natural bone to some
titanium.
plastic or titanium.
Yeah. So what actually happens with a knee replacement, a hip replacement, is that they take the end, the tops of the bone. So especially with the hip is a ball and socket. So
wait a moment. The definition of hip. I think a hip isn't a joint.
Hip is a joint.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hip must be.
That's your butt.
Butt. You say butt. Oh,
This
I
is
didn't
hip.
know that.
This is hip right here.
So I was wondering, how can you change your butt?
Yeah, no, that's not what's happening.
Maybe your aunt want to have more beautiful, cuter.
Yeah, no, that's not what the surgery is.
Oh, I see. Now I
That's
understand.
funny.
I understand.
No, so hip is
I thought your family might have 3 butt instead of 2 butt normal.
Yeah, we all have 3 butt cheeks. We each get 1 removed at one point. No. No.
But we use hip as meaning of butt. We took English word to Japanese word, so usually we use hip as a butt.
Really? What do you use
So
when you
I
talk about the hip?
misunderstood completely. Maybe you can try to ask your other Japanese students.
Now I should. Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
So what word? How do you describe the hip?
The joint between leg and body.
Yes.
It is quite special. 股関節.
Oh, which means what?
Hip.
It directly translates to hip.
股関節. That is the joint between leg and how do I say?
Torso.
Yeah, torso. Yeah. 股関節. So hip is actually 股関節 in English.
Interesting. This is so interesting to me. Okay, I've never heard that. That's really interesting.
So usually, ordinary life, we don't use the word 股関節.
We don't use kokantetsu.
Of course. But you use hip.
Hip? Yep.
Hip,
so you have...
hip means only the joint?
Yeah, well, so hip is interchangeable, I guess, because, well, okay, for example, when you are deciding what size pants to buy, as a woman, we look for different measurements. There's a waist and a hip. So your hip is the widest part of where that joint is. That would be the hip measurement. The waist is the measurement that is just above the hip at the smallest part is the waist. So in that sense, hip is also just this area. I think it's also when we say hip, it just means that area as well.
So entire your
hips. Yeah, that would be your. Well, I mean, not across. So if I say hip, this all means my hip. These are my hips, plural. One hip,
hips.
Two hip. So
okay.
Hips.
So one hip and two hip and hips.
Well, I don't know if we would say hips across. But if you're talking about both sides, those are your hips.
Oh, so if you are talking about the size, it should be pronounced hips.
Yes.
Plural.
Yeah.
But if you are talking about the joint, it will be hip.
Joint. Yeah.
So in Japan, when we are at the beach, in summer, and there are so many beautiful girls, young girls.
Yes. In bathing suits.
We say the girl's hip is very beautiful.
And you're talking about the butt.
Yeah. We are talking about hips, the shape of hips.
Okay, yes, the shape.
Yeah. How do you express in English? We say, "Oh, she has nice hip," like that.
So if we.
But in that case, she has a nice hip. It means she has a nice, beautiful joint.
Right.
In English.
Right. You could say she has nice hips. You could say she has a nice shape. Is another thing that people might say.
Wait a moment. Nice shape can be anywhere, any place.
Yes, but oftentimes I think that is related to the hips.
Oh, why not? It is a nice, sexy leg or.
So, if someone were to say she has a nice shape, that means she's probably like an hourglass. Right.
It is grammar.
Yeah.
You say, oh, this is the first time to speak such a nasty English with Cambridge tutor, but I'm
This is
quite interested
hilarious.
in
Shoji, I just can't get over. At the beginning, when I started talking about things, you thought I was talking about the butt. I just can't get over that. That's hilarious that you thought my whole family just gets all this butt surgery. I'm not over that. But yes, okay. So
I wouldn't do, but if I make this video to YouTube video, it would be
I don't
very
care.
interesting.
that does not bother me.
I
Remember, I was
I
a health
hesitate.
teacher. I taught this stuff to students.
I hesitate to do that.
That I think this is great. This is a funny conversation, but I think it's also super interesting that we have such a difference in our
Oh yeah,
terminology.
yeah, yeah. So we Japanese entirely misunderstood about the meaning of hips
Okay.
and hip.
Yeah, I think so. But you're
I
close.
guess maybe all the samurai Japanese went to west coast of America and they are watching beautiful girls, and the other American guy said, "Oh, she has nice hips,"
And they probably thought, well, she does have a big butt.
means a nice. Oh.
Yeah, that might be how that happened. I guess hip means a couple of things. So we're either talking about like the shape, right? Or you're talking about the joint. So for me
In
to
case of
say,
joint, you don't need to say hip joint.
not always. So for me to say my aunt's having hip replacement surgery, I don't need to put the word joint in there. That I believe is an understandable phrase in the United States that most people would understand. Now, I don't know if I can speak for every American, but for sure, in the United States, the hip is the side, the shape, not the butt. I can tell you that for sure. Yes.
In case of butt, do you
Yes.
count one butt and two butts?
That's a great question.
No, I mean I have two butts.
No, you have, so you actually have two but cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
So you have This is awesome. I hope you use this because this is hilarious. You have
It is
You have
unbelievable. What's the difference between butt and the butt cheeks?
So if I just said butt, that's the whole thing.
Oh, including two butt
The
cheeks.
two cheeks. Yeah. So a butt is the two cheeks. Sometimes people say cheeks instead of butt cheeks. So of course you could be talking about cheeks or you're talking about butt cheeks.
Yeah. Today I became much smarter.
With butts and hips?
Yeah. Because even though I studied English very hard, and
you don't learn this.
I didn't find this kind of definition in my dictionary.
I was just about to say, this wasn't in your textbook? This wasn't in one of the chapters?
No. There is no chapter about butt and hip sound. 皆さんいかがでしたか？皆さんはヒップとバットの違いを理解していましたか？ヒップのような簡単な単語でも勘違いしていると話が全く通じなくなるので注意が必要ですね。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。